The Extraordinary Life of Serena Williams by Shalina Jan Mohammed. Serena Williams is a very successful tennis player. Many people say Serena Williams is the #1 female tennis player of all time. But learning tennis was not easy for Serena. Her family did not have money for tennis lessons. Serena had to play on old tennis courts, and her rackets and balls were very old. Some people did not like Serena because she was black. They said, "Black people do not play tennis." But this racism did not stop Serena. Serena was born on September 26, 1981 in Michigan, USA. Her father, Richard, and her mother, Oracene, had 4 more daughters, Yatund, Lindria, Isha, and Venus. Serena was the little sister. Serena loved her big sisters, and she was very close to Venus. One day, Richard Williams watched tennis on television. He learned about tennis from books, and he and Oracene started teaching it to their daughters. The Williams family moved to Compton, California, and lived in a small house. The 5 sisters had 1 bedroom with 4 beds. Every day, the family played tennis. The courts were always dirty, and Richard had to clean them first. Baby Serena watched her sisters, and then at 3 years old she started playing tennis, too. The family played tennis in the mornings and after school. They practiced very hard. Serena won many tennis tournaments for children. In 1991, Serena was 10 years old, and her father talked to Rick Matchie. Matchie had a famous tennis academy in Florida. A business gave Serena and Venus some money. The family moved to Florida, and the girls started playing tennis at Rick Matchie's academy. Every day, after school, Serena and Venus went to the academy and practiced tennis for 6 hours. They practiced for 6 hours at the weekend, too. This was very hard work. After 4 years, Richard and Oracene started teaching Venus and Serena at home. Now, they could play more tennis, but schoolwork always came first. The girls liked a lot of different things: music, sports, and reading. Sadly, sometimes some white people at tennis tournaments said horrible things about Serena and Venus because they were black. Richard and Oracene were sad and angry about this racism, and the girls did not play in tournaments for the next 4 years. In 1995, Serena was 14 years old, and she started playing in tournaments again. This was an important year for Serena because she was now professional. Tennis was her job. Serena did not win her first professional match. She was now a student at a small school, and she had a lot of schoolwork. Serena stopped playing tennis in tournaments for 1 more year, and she worked hard at school. She had a lot of friends at school, and they enjoyed playing games. In 1997, Serena played her next professional match, but she did not win. She tried again and again. She worked hard, and she played good tennis. Then she started winning matches, and, at the end of 1997, she was in the world's top 100 female tennis players. Sometimes Serena won, and sometimes she did not. But she always practiced hard. In July 1998, she won her first Grand Slam tournament, Wimbledon, in the doubles with Max Mirny. Venus was now a very good tennis player, too, and sometimes Serena played her in matches. Serena loved her sister, but in a tennis match she always played hard. Venus often won their matches. Sometimes, the sisters played together in doubles matches. They loved this. In September 1999, Serena won her first US Open tournament in the singles. She was now in the world's top 10 female tennis players. Serena worked hard at school, too, and, in the summer of 1999, she finished high school. In 2001, Serena played in the Indian Wells tournament in California. Some people said horrible things about Serena because she was black. Serena won the tournament, but she was sad and angry. She did not play at Indian Wells for the next 14 years. In June 2002, Serena won the French Open tournament, and then in July she won the Wimbledon tournament. Serena was very happy, she could not stop smiling. Now, she was the world's #1 female tennis player, and she was only 20 years old. In the years 2002 and 2003, Serena won all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. Only the great players can do this. In all these tournaments, Serena played Venus, and Serena won every match. Serena was the world's #1 female tennis player, but things got difficult for her. In 2002, Serena's parents divorced. Serena was not a child, but this was not easy for her. Then, in 2003, she had a problem with her knee. She was in hospital, and she could not play tennis. In September 2003, Serena and her family got some horrible news. A man killed Serena's older sister Yetund in Compton, California. Yetund was only 31 years old and was the mother of 3 children. Serena was very sad. Thinking about tennis was difficult for Serena now. She had to think about her family. And playing tennis was difficult because of her bad knee. In 2006, Serena was not in the world's top 100 female tennis players. The families of many Black Americans came to America from Africa. They did not want to come, they were enslaved people. In 2006, Serena traveled to Africa, and she learned about its people. Serena helped people in Africa, too. She worked with charities and made schools for children in many African countries. Serena was ready for tennis again. But some people said, this is the end for Serena Williams. She cannot win tournaments, and she cannot be the world's #1 again. But Serena did not play tennis for those people. She played tennis because she loved it, and she loved winning. In 2007, she won the Australian Open tournament, and in 2008, she was the world's #1 again. But things got difficult for Serena again. In the summer of 2010, she was in Germany. She walked on some glass and had to go to hospital. Then, in 2011, she had a problem with her lungs, and she was in hospital again. Again people said, Serena cannot play tennis now. But they were wrong. In only 3 months, Serena played in her next tennis tournament. The next 5 years were very successful for Serena. In 2012, she won 2 gold medals at the Olympic Games in London, 1 in the singles, and 1 in the doubles with Venus. The same year, she won Wimbledon and the US Open. In many sports, and in tennis, men and women do not make the same money. Serena was not happy about this. Men and women must get the same, she said. Serena worked hard for female tennis players and for working women. Some of the big tournaments listened to her. In 2014, she won the women's singles at the US Open, and Marin Cilic won the men's singles. Cilic got $3 million, and Serena got $3 million, too. In 2015, Serena was in Rome. A man came and sat at her table at breakfast. His name was Alexis Ohanian. Serena and Alexis started talking, and, that evening, Alexis watched Serena play at the Italian Open. After that, Serena and Alexis were often together, and today they are husband and wife. In 2017, Serena was 35. Some people said she was too old for a tennis player. But she worked hard and won more tournaments. On September 1, 2017, Serena and Alexis had a baby daughter. They gave their baby the name Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr. Alexis Olympia was born, and then Serena had to go to hospital. She was not well for 6 weeks. Serena loved being a mum, but it was not easy, and she was very tired. Serena talked about the problems for mums and for working mums. Going back to tennis was difficult for Serena. She was now number 451 in the world. But she worked hard, and, in 2018, she came second at Wimbledon. At 20 years old, Serena Williams was number 1 in the world, and she was number 1 again at 35 years old. She has 23 Grand Slam wins and 4 Olympic gold medals. But Serena does not only play tennis. Serena loves clothes and fashion. After high school, she went to the Art Institute at Fort Lauderdale. She learned about fashion, and, in 2004, she started her own fashion business. Clothes are important for Serena, and her body is important for her, too. You can see photos of Serena in the news, and in sport and fashion books. She is happy with her clothes and with her body. Sometimes, people say horrible things about Serena's body, but she does not listen to them. Helping people is important for Serena, too. She helps women, Black people, and young people with their new businesses, and she works with many charities. Serena is often on television, and she writes books and for the news. So, what is next for Serena Williams? She loves playing tennis, and she loves being a mom. She loves helping people, and she loves working hard. This is not the end of her story.